just arrived 30 seconds ago. The Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. This is version 2. So this was released a few years ago, and apparently it has fancier titles now. It looks a bit different, so they made some improvements. Here's the back of the box. As you can see, the camera hovering in midair there. Let's go ahead and unbox and take a look. And take a look at the new version of the Dark Goddess Tarot. Again, here's the front of the box, and here is the back of the box. It did cost me 35 bucks. So it is heavy. It's quite heavy. It's got a nice look at the opening action on that. Look at the beautiful patterns on there. Then we have the book. And the book is rather robust. And the book is also in full color. Very nice indeed. Very nice. It's an expensive package. Apparently they didn't bind the cards. So the cards just went all over the place. And yeah, they are almost randomized in here. So it's that annoying box style to where the... oh. Okay, so apparently they did bind the cards, but it fell off. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Let me double check this. Make sure that it is undamaged. I seem to get the damaged goods all the time. Okay, looks okay. So, what's different between the previous and the current? I do not have the previous, so I'm going off videos that I checked out. And the title seems fancier on this version. The border is greatly reduced. Greatly reduced size border on these. And yeah, and it has a gold edging on it, which it did not have before. So overall, I think that the images look similar to what I saw in the videos. So let's take a look at the cards, do a quick flip through, and then let's take a look at the book. So there is the Fool, the Magician. Very pretty colors. I really like how the colors sort of stand out. High Priestess and the Empress. Very nice. Let's see, Serenity. So basically the Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. It's pretty. It's pretty. I like it. The Chariot. I like what they did with the Chariot. That's kind of nice. Then you have Strength. I think it looks interesting. I like the bear aspect of it. Pretty minimal graphics here, but I think it is pretty good. The Hermit is interesting. It's almost like he's just flying off in a, I don't know, in a bucket or something. In a bin. Not really sure what's going on there. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Ooh, that's nice. And there is the back, by the way. Everyone asked me for the back, and there you go for the back. All right. You have Justice. Let's look at the card quality. That's not moving at all. That's very thick. That is very thick. There you go. The Hanged Man and Death. We see Death on the cover of the book. So we're familiar with that card. Alchemy. Corruption. Ooh, that's interesting. They're puking into somebody else's mouth. Okay. I mean, it works for me, I guess. We're puking into somebody else's mouth. Sure. We have Destruction. And the Star. Very pretty. I like that. That is very cute. And the Moon. That is an interesting aspect to that. The Sun. And Liberation. Very cool. Talking about a transition from one side to the next. I do like that. I think that that sort of gives it a nice feel for that. And then the World. So there you go. All right, then we move into the minors. At least they are illustrated, which is good. A lot of decks nowadays have seemed to cheap out on the illustrated minor, so it's good to see that we have at least some illustration. The Two of Wands, I mean, kind of interesting. They are sort of looking out. The Three of Wands, sort of looking, seems more of a focus on what they're doing rather than looking out amongst the lands, trying to find something different. The Four, playing at home, nice at home. It's an interesting drip line going there. Then we have the Five, pretty traditional with that, except they're actually stabbing this person. It's not really a conflict of a group. It's almost like that one person is causing the conflict on here, which is an interesting rehash of that. Now here's Success. I like that they are not on the horse, the Lord of Victory. The Seven, defending ourselves. That looks a lot like defeat. That looks more like the Five of Swords, sort of a Lord of Defeat feel to that. And then we have the Eight, the rock solid motion. Interesting. And then the Nine of Wands. Not really sure what's happening here. We're injured, but we're still getting going. We're getting going on there. All right, then the 10. And then we have the 10. There we go, the encumbrance. Amazon of Fire. That is kind of cool. Then we have the Siren of Fire. The Witch of Fire. Obviously, these are a lot of reinterpretations, retitlements as well. Sort of a Halloween type feel to this here. So it is the Dark Goddess, so there you go. All right, Ace of Water, not so much. The Two of Water, I mean, I really would have liked to have seen somebody other than one person. I mean, I guess you have the two people here in the Two of Cups, but it's just sort of formed differently. Then we have the Three of Cups, sort of the celebration aspect here. The Four, just don't want anything, but I'm not being offered anything. Pretty heavy reinterpretations of this if you're looking for the original Rider-Waite as a comparison to that. The Five definitely sort of represents the disappointment. And then the Six as well is kind of an interesting reinterpretation of that. A lot of these just don't look anything like the original Rider-Waite, which is cool. But I just need to dig into the book to understand some of them. The Seven is kind of traditional. We just have a lot of different options. The Eight, as we are leaving and abandoning a situation, definitely has that dark feel to it. The Nine, I don't know. A bit too much reinterpretation in my opinion. The 10, here we go. The 10, has a bit of a celebratory aspect of it. And then we have the Amazon, which I assume is the page. I assume the Siren is the knight. The Witch is going to be the queen. And then the, what is it, the mug? What is this? The hag. Okay, the hag. I guess the hag is the king. So, again, reinterpretation. Now we get to heirs. I like the pointing aspect. That's sort of a nice gesture towards the card that's going to be on your right. And then we have the Two of Swords. Oh, no blindfold, no anything. Then the 3, 4, and the 5. The 5 of Swords, Lord of Defeat. Again, pretty heavy reinterpretation of these. 6 of Swords, a 7 of Swords. Kind of interesting. It is like they are leaving. It does represent sort of a bit of a leaving aspect as we get into the 7. The 8 with the restrictive aspects. The 9, not so much. Again, these are pretty heavily reinterpreted. A lot of these just look like images just randomly assigned in some point, especially when you get to the courts. I mean, that seems like the Knight, the Amazon, the Siren, but it's in order of the page. That would be the Knight if we go in proper order. The Witch and the Hag. There are no males, I guess. We're not having a male for the king. All right, we're down to the Earth. We have the ace, which again just seems totally random. Totally random. The 2 representing choices. We do have that, the choices, the dichotomy between the choices there. Sort of a yin-yang coloring aspect to it. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. Then we have the 3. We do have the work, but we have multiple people. And then the 4, sort of hanging on to what we have. Again, that almost seems random. The 5, the 6, and the 7, and then the 8. The 8 and the work, again, random. And here is the one that we saw in the advertisement on Amazon, the 9. And then we have the 10 and the quartz. Again, the quartz, very wildly, not really within the same realm of what I expected to see as far as the tarot is concerned. I like the gold edging. I like the card quality. The spreadability is there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful spread. Ooh, that nice spread. Spreadability is there. The card thickness is there. Look at how nice and thick that is. I like the more decorative thing here. I like the card thickness. I think overall it's a very, very nice package. All right, so let's dig through the book here. The book is no laminated pages. It's very matte pages, so the colors aren't going to pop as much as they normally would. So here we go. Copyright 2020. I don't really see a version 2. I expected them to say, hey, this is version 2. The original was copyrighted here. I don't see that. I see Tarot of the Siddhi and others. I don't see anything to indicate that this was published before, which is interesting. Introduction about the deck, working with the goddesses, the major minors, Dark Goddess Tarot spreads, summary, the journey, my personal journey, and about the author. Let's check that out. Oh, that is a very short section. All right, so about the deck, here you go. It talks about the different representations of the deck and how they're mapped. Obviously, a hag is going to be king, witch is queen, so the siren is going to be knight. That really, really represents almost a randomization of some of the cards. A bit on working with the goddesses, and then we skip to the majors, starting at page 13. So we get a full color image for the particular major, and then we get a ton of text. That is a lot of text. I will pause and let you read that massive wall of text. There you go. So that is a lot of information. That is much more information than I expected to see. So the font is extremely small, and they crammed in a lot of information about this stuff. So if you're looking for the magician, you're looking for Isis, we have a very short history of Isis, and then how to interpret Isis when Isis appears. Super good quality book. That's very, very nice. I mean, you could just sit here and just read this like a novel. A lot of information to digest. I think it is excellent. And then we get to the minors. Let's do the 6 of Fire, for example. And the 6 of Fire, Epona, which is a great horse to have in Breath of the Wild. So go ahead and pause it and read all about Epona. And there you go. So the minors get as much treatment as the majors, which I like. I think that's very valuable. A lot of books will skimp on the minors and not give you that same information. And I really like how they treated the minors like the majors. So again, I'll let you go ahead and pause and read all about the 9 of Water. And you can read that text, pause it, and take a look at the 9 of Water. When the Lady of the Lake. I can see really getting into this, like just digging deep into this, reading all of this stuff, memorizing it. There's a lot here. I know the deck is expensive at $35, but I gotta say the added text, the added interpretations really make it worthwhile to me. I think this is worth $35. The book makes it worth it. I think the card thickness, the the quality of it, the nice gold edging. I think the new title format looks fantastic. I think overall this is well worth the 35 bucks. All right, now I have the tarot spreads. We have the substance and shadow, who, why, and how. The goddess be with you. And then a summary. So not much extras, but yeah, the book. That book though. That's super impressive. Very impressive. We'll do one more card just because I think it's that impressive. Go ahead and pause and read about the Three of Fire. And yeah, I'm fairly pleased with this. I'm more pleased than I thought I would be because I know it was a reprint, and I'm kind of shocked that it wasn't labeled version 2 or anything like that. They just reprinted it and said, "Here you go." No information about the first version or anything like that. Maybe there is. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I just need to dig through here. No, I don't see it at all, man. I don't see it. I see other Schiffer books. I see copyrights. See All Right Reserve. I see the Library of Congress denote. And no. Anyway, there you go. It is the Dark Goddess Tarot version 2. Please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.